Okay, as you can see, we are here in city centre of Chicago. Northwestern are playing Iowa State on Saturday. We will have plenty of coverage in this on off the ball over the next couple of days. Delighted to be joined by Brendan Meehan and Paul Mockler, because there has been a huge story actually from this perspective, Brendan, over the last few hours, that not only are 2022 in the crosshairs at the moment, but 2023 has been confirmed as a fixture in Ireland.
Yeah, we're absolutely delighted to announce that Notre Dame will be playing Navy in 2023 in the second game of the Lingus College Football Classic 5-game series. It's the first time that Notre Dame have ever brought a home game to Ireland, so this is something that's really, really exciting. Hot off the press, was announced just a couple of minutes ago, so it's something we've worked very, very hard on. All our partners, the Failte Ireland, Paul and his team, the government, Tourism Ireland, Dublin City Council, the department, Minister Martin and Minister Chambers, and also Lingus, our title sponsor. And without all of those, this would not have happened, and it's been tough negotiations, but we're delighted, and we can't wait to welcome Notre Dame and Navy to Dublin in August 2023.
And just to stress as well, it's a pretty big deal that they're giving up a home game to come to Ireland.
Yeah, no, this has never been done before, and it's not something that Notre Dame do lightly. I think it's a sign of their Irish heritage, and that this is something that means an awful lot to them. So for them to give up a home game, 80,000-seater stadium in South Bend, to give that up everything that comes with that, and to bring it up and to move this game to Dublin is huge news. So it's really exciting news.
Paul, from the perspective of the Irish economy and Irish tourism, what does a fixture like this mean? And I guess we can talk about 2022 as well as the massive 2023 fixture that's just been announced.
Yeah, Owen, as Brendan has said, Notre Dame are coming home, and they're coming to Dublin, but they're also coming to Ireland. And while it'll have an immediate impact on the economy in Dublin, it's actually going to be an event that will spread visitors right across the country. So yes, in 22 we will have Northwestern and Nebraska. That will have a direct economic impact of about 63 million into the economy, and the following year the big one will surpass that. And these visitors, they don't just stay in Dublin, as I say, they don't just go to watch the football, they will stay and enjoy right across the tourism economy, from golf to business tourism, and they'll visit all of our regions. So it's a significant result for the Irish tourism and hospitality sector, which has been decimated over the last 18 months.
Because that's been one of the things that's been emphasised over the last couple of hours, even just listening to a few of you guys talk, is that Notre Dame fans like to come for the entire experience. Like, people will sit and go to the tailgate, hundreds of thousands of people, and none of them will, a vast majority of them will not get into the game in the States. So there could be that similar element of interest in just coming to Ireland for the whole experience.
They'll come for the experience, but there's also the legacy benefit here. We will be targeting the alumni, we'll be targeting the faculty, and we'll look at what we can do for business tourism. And when we talk about business tourism, we talk about the business of incentive travel, where corporates like to reward their top salespeople. And when we can get people over to experience Dublin, we know that they will come back with their own corporates, their own employees, and they will come to spend significant amounts of money right across the country, but also look at the incentive product like the high-end golf, high-end luxury, and experience the attractions and activities right across the country. So yeah, it's very high spend, very high end, and it will be spread right across the country.
And just one other thing on 2023, Brendan, is that this is a week zero game as well, because that was one of the things that was stressed about the 2020 game, which unfortunately fell victim to COVID, was that week zero is a massive marketing opportunity for everybody involved.
Yeah, no, absolutely, it is indeed. So we've had, college football fans have been starved in the US of college football since January. This is not a charity shield or pre-season friendly. This is a game that's been plucked out of the competitive calendar. So a game in October and November, and has been brought into week zero. So, the steering committee's goal is that the first game of the college football season forevermore men will be played in Dublin on week zero, and that's the purpose of this 5-game series. We have 22, we have 23, and we'll keep working on the next 3 years as well.
We're pretty excited about the next couple of days, though. First off, we've got Northwestern against Iowa State. For people who don't know, Northwestern are going to bring a huge, passionate crowd, college football crowd from the Chicago area. They're up against Nebraska next summer in Ireland.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And this is the first game in the series, and it's brilliant to be here. In the next 2 days, we are being hosted by Northwestern University, and we'll get tours of Northwestern University, and there'll be meetings, business, academic, educational, sporting, and look at strengthening ties between the university and Ireland, and also creating new ties. And that's something that's very important to us. Our hashtag is much more than a game, and whilst the American football game in Ireland will always be the highlight or the pinnacle of the week. It's our goal to start these conversations a year out. We're just shy of that now, but to start these discussions with Northwestern University, how can we leverage this game? We were in Nebraska a few weeks ago. How can we look at developing these relationships between Ireland and Northwestern University? And they've been great friends of ours over Zoom so far, and we just can't wait to meet them in person over the next couple of days and get to know them a bit better and see how where we can take this.
I guess post-COVID everybody feels like they're jumping into the deep end, but obviously Notre Dame kind of in a way looks after itself. There's such a huge Irish connection to it. How exciting is it to work with two novel universities in an Irish sense, I guess, in Nebraska and Northwestern?
Oh, it's really cool. Like, it's something different. We've been in Chicago before, but we've never been in Northwestern University. And as for Nebraska, one of the things we look at, and when we talk to the likes of the IDA and Enterprise Ireland, who are partners of ours as well, like, how can we get into Nebraska? How can we develop relationships further in Chicago? What can we do out of this? As you say, Notre Dame, we know them very, very well, but we're hugely interested in developing these new relationships with these new universities, and we have two cracking universities, 2022, and we can't wait to get the ball rolling with those two.
I'm sure you share that sentiment as well, Paul, that idea that, I guess, first of all, when you look at the Nebraska side of things, obviously we're going to see a lot from Northwestern over the next couple of days, but Nebraska, it's just incredible the huge interest in that state, in that college team, and just trying to mobilise that passion for that team and bringing it over to Ireland next year.
Yeah, it's a bit like our county teams or our club teams at home in the GAA. College football over here is such a huge following, and once you've gone to a college, you're part of that college for life. You're alumni, and it's huge. And that's something, as Brendan said, we're going to tap into the corporates, the faculty, the academic side of things. So it's hugely exciting for Ireland. It's going to provide a significant investment into the economy, and it's something that we can't wait to see our entire tourism and hospitality sector reopening and reawakening to in 2022.
And that's it exactly. I think that's a good point to finish it on, Brendan, is this idea that there were so many great ideas that unfortunately had to be shelved as a result of COVID. It's good to be back on the treadmill again, I suspect, and I guess for people who weren't following it, it's surprising in a good way to see 2023 already as a fixture and already locked in.
Yeah, like we signed up for a 5-game series that was originally meant to start in 2020 between Navy and Notre Dame. That game was cancelled. Then in 21 we had Illinois against Nebraska. That game was cancelled. We are chuffed that in our first 2 games we have 3 of those 4 universities coming back to play. We are working with our friends in the University of Illinois, and we hope that they will be part of the 5-game series. And this series now starts in 22, as I said before, without the likes of Aer Lingus, without the likes of the State, Failte Ireland Tourism, Dublin City Council, and the rest of our private partners. This would not be possible. So to kick off the series now in 22, to get 23 announced, and we won't rest there. We'll start working on 24, 25, 26, and beyond that.
Yeah, exciting times indeed. Brendan, Paul, thanks a million for your time this evening.
Thanks, Owen. Cheers. Thank you.